Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we have another edition of Mock Draft Monday. The NFL Draft Combine is just around the corner, so this is like the last mock draft before we get a bunch of measurables, a bunch of tests for all of these top prospects. But that does not change the fact that we're still going to do a mock draft here today for the Green Bay Packers. As usual, it is a full 7-round mock draft here, and using the PFF mock draft simulator. So before we get started, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I've been enjoying the back and forth, all the feedback I've been getting from you guys, really opening my eyes to different prospects that you all like, and also helps shape my opinion as well what the Packers need. So without further ado, doing full 7-round, just do fast at the beginning, full on mock draft here. So let's go ahead and start the draft as well. Then of course we'll go through and see who we have here. So, Travis Hunter went number 1, then Cam Ward number 2, Ted McMillan number 3, Shedeur at 6, Ashton Jeanty to 15. And why the Falcons need him, I don't know. Egbuka to the Seahawks here. Now 23, we have some options here. There's Kelvin Banks Jr., a really, really good tackle out of Texas here. I mean, look at these grades. Pure left tackle, 86 grade last year. Almost 90 pass block grade, good run block grade, good size, young at only a junior. I mean, if I were Goody, I'd be looking very heavily at him if he fell to me at 23. I also got my favorite guy, one of my guys, Derrick Harmon, who PFF has really moved him up in their draft rankings here, moving up to a first-round prospect. I mean, I'm not surprised. The dude looks to be an absolute beast. And there's guys like Nick Scrouton out of Texas A&M. I don't really care for either of the Texas A&M guys because they didn't have that much production in college. And based on the last few traits guys we've taken, we have not been able to develop them into actual NFL prospects, so don't really care for either of those. But I'm here, even though I would really like Kelvin Banks Jr., we have Zach Tom, we have Rasheed Walker. We're good at the tackle position for a long time because this dude is a pure tackle. But I want to look at who is willing to trade. And right now, Baltimore seems to be really interested in trading with us. So I'm going to go with them. 27.59 for 23 and a second and a third rounder last year. I also throw in a 6th rounder as well to get their 2 picks here. I know people say it's unrealistic, but I want to talk about a lot of prospects. So let's go ahead and offer this trade here, see what Baltimore says. And they accepted. So let's go ahead and resume the draft. And they went up to take Nick Scrouton, which is very surprising. Then Minnesota got Kelvin Banks Jr., Amarian Hampton went to Houston. Then Josh Connery Jr. went to the Rams at 26. So there's a couple of guys we could take here. Derrick Harmon, again, is still on the board. Absolutely, absolutely love this guy. He's a very interesting prospect here for the Packers. There's also the corners with Trey Amos here. 85 grade last year, 3 interceptions. Did allow 2 touchdowns, but good in zone, good in man, good against the run, good coverage grade. Overall, just a very, very good corner that the Packers can take. Good size, 6'1", 190. And Javon Ravel, which just found out today, has been fully medically cleared, so he's going to be participating in the combine here. Had good grades in 2023, where he allowed only 1 touchdown, had 1 interception as well. A 61.2 passer rating against. In 2024, he looked like he was going to be very good, but then a massive injury caused him to miss the rest of the season. 6'3", 193 pounds, senior. Apparently, he's really, really fast as well, so he could be a guy the Packers could take as well. But for me here at pick 27, I cannot pass up on Derrick Harmon. I mean, this dude is absolute beast. The Packers need help with their pass rush in the interior and exterior rushes. I mean, this dude, 17.6% pass rush run rate, 86.3 pass rush grade, a 91.2 true pass set rush pass grade. Had 5 sacks last year to Oregon, 7 hits, 43 hurries in the Big Ten with those big offensive linemen. So you know he's good. So for my first pick, I'm going to do Derrick Harmon, the big defensive lineman out of Oregon. I think he'll be an instant upgrade over guys like Carl Brooks and Colby Wooden, especially with Kenny Clark declining, and who knows what they're going to do to Devontae White. Getting younger there with a guy like Harmon will be incredible. So let's go pick Derrick Harmon at pick 27 here, because I got a feeling we can get corners later on in this draft. And speaking of corners here at pick 55. I'm looking at Darien Porter out of Iowa State. Now, he's not great against man coverage. He is terrible against the run. But what he is really, really good at is zone coverage, which the Packers do like to run, and coverage in general. A 90.1 coverage grade, a 29.4% completion percentage last year against a 91.1 zone coverage game grade. He had 3 interceptions, no touchdowns allowed, a passer rating against a 4.7. 4.7, had 4 forced incompletions, had 5 missed tackles, pure outside corner, had a big year last year, coming out as a redshirt senior, so he's a bit older of a prospect. So he's 6'4", 200 pounds, had a great year last year, and seems to fit the Packers' coverage mentality very, very well. So here we need a corner, and Darien Porter looks to be a really good one. So we're going to take Porter here at pick 55. And of course, my man Jaden Higgins had to be taken the immediate pick after me by Buffalo. I love you very much, Buffalo, for that. Thank you so much. So there's a couple of guys here. We can go look at Josiah Stewart, an edge rusher out of Michigan. Had a 91.2 grade last year, but the thing is, he is a light dude. 6'1", 245. He could be switched over to linebacker in our 4-3 system, be like a blitzer, because he's just very, very small, but had really good grades these past 2 years. Really, really good in pass rush. 27.3% pass rush win rate. Had 9 sacks last year, 20 hurries as an outside tackle. I think he could be a very good blitzer in Jeff Hafley's system. This was Omar Norman Lott out of Tennessee. Good pass rusher as well, but we did take Harmon in the first round there. There's Ariande Arisi, a tackle out of Minnesota. Could be an option the Packers could look for. I don't think they're going to O-line this early, especially at a tackle position. So there's that. I think we might try to trade back. Ooh, don't want to trade that far back, though. Josiah Stewart's good. There's also Jordan Burch out of Oregon. Had a 15.7 pass rush win rate. Had 10 sacks last year on 20 hurries. An outside tackle. He's a bigger dude than Josiah Stewart. 6'6", 295. More of your traditional edge rusher compared to more of a blitzing linebacker here. So he could be an option here. And I think I will go with Jordan Burch here at pick 59. Edge rusher that we need. Good size, good height, good weight. And not too great against the run, but as a pass rusher, which the Packers need to get better at, he could be really, really good. He did miss some time last year, but I think we're good to go. Let's go with Jordan Burch, edge out of Oregon. So now we're going to go to round 3. All right. Oh, there's a lot of options here. A lot of options. Of course, we got Trey Harris, the wide receiver that a lot of Packers fans are loving. I mean, look at these grades here. Really good against man coverage, good contested catch rates, good receiving grade, good yards per route run, good height, the Packers like. But there's also Azaria Thomas out of Florida State, a really good corner who been showing up very well these past few weeks in his Senior Bowl as well. So he could be interesting to go for the Packers. But we already drafted 3 straight picks on defense to really boost that up, which we do need. So I'm going to go here with a wide receiver here with Trey Harris. I mean, look at these grades. A good receiving grade, good contested catch rates. Big concern about the drops. Had 5 drops last year, but 95 grade versus man coverage, which the Packers need a guy to do. Had a good season last year. Even though he only played 8 games, had over 1,000 receiving yards. Looks to be a really, really good player. So it's going to take Trey Harris here at pick 87. Boost up our wide receiver room. So then we go to pick 123. Which we are, right here. There's some guys here that we could do. There's Ahmed Hassanein out of Boise State. Had a good season last year for the Broncos. A good run defender, solid pass rusher. Had 10 sacks last year on 35 hurries. A good size, 6'3", 271 as well. There's Torrey Horton, who looks to be a really good player out of Colorado State. Had a really, really good 2023. 96 receptions, over 1,000 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns. Only played 5 games last year due to injury, but he looks to be healthy heading into the combine. And again, he's the size of Packers like 6'3", 185, so a bit lighter If he weighs less than 185 at the combine, the Packers will probably take him off their board, and he's a bit older and injury prone, so it could be an option there. There's also Antoine Powell-Ryland out of Virginia Tech. Had 14 sacks last year, had 10 sacks the year before. Good pass rush win rate, good pass rush grade. Again, good size, redshirt senior, 23 years of age. Hassanein was a senior, so a little younger than Powell-Ryland. And there's also guys like Zy Alexander out of LSU. 81.2 grade, had 2 interceptions at 53.2 pass rating against. Good in zone, good in coverage. Had a 43.5% completion percentage against, which is very solid. So he could be good there. But I'm actually looking between Hassanein and Powell-Ryland. Hassanein is a younger prospect, a bit lighter too, so could be a good guy to get here as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and take Ahmed Hassanein out of Boise State here at pick 123. Because my guy, Willie Lampkin, was not available. Alright, so here we are at pick 159. A guy I want, Seth McLaughlin for center, got picked 3 picks ahead of us. Because we do need to get interior offensive line help. But here at pick 159, there's 3 guys here we can look at. A couple guys here. There's Connor Colby, guard out of Iowa. Good run blocker, decent pass blocker, has positional versatility, has some left guard experience, some right tackle experience, and right guard experience here. 6'6", 310, so really good size there. There's also Tyler Cooper, guard out of Minnesota. Again, very similar profile, positional flexibility, can play either guard position as well. Has some snaps all around the field last year in 2024. Basically the exact same size, but he is older as a grad. Colby is a little bit younger as a senior. And I'm going to go ahead and pick Connor Colby, guard out of Iowa. Seems to be a good Midwestern prospect that the Packers can mold into what they want. So I'm going to take him at pick 159. So now we got a bit of time before our next pick. And Jay Higgins went. So did Jake Majors. So here we are at pick 198. A couple guys that I normally like to take here are gone. Jake Majors is a good option to have. There's also Jay Higgins out of Iowa, which is a very, very good player. But I'm looking here to boost. Let's see who you take. We already got a lot of D-line guys, so I don't want to take Cam Horsley right now. But I want to take a look here at a couple of potential receivers or even a tight end here, because I do think the Packers will address their tight end room here in this draft, because guys like Luke Musgrave keep getting hurt, and you can do better to Ben Sims and John Fitzpatrick as your third tight end. But Ricky White out of UNLV had back-to-back really good years. Not too great against man, not good contested catch, has dropped issues, but good receiving grade, really good routes per run, had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 6'1", 190, so around what the Packers size like in the receiver here, so he could be an option here. There's also Ty Felton out of Maryland, had a good year last year, 96 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 80.2 receiving grade. 6'2", 186, so could be a bit light for the Packers size, but so those guys are options here. But tight end, there's Oronde Gadsden II out of Syracuse, had 3 really good years in college. Last year was had a big year in 2022, 2024, at almost 1,000 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns. Decent run blocker, really good receiver, had 3 drops, but a good contested catcher. Could be a guy the Packers could look. He's a redshirt junior, so young guy, 6'5". So if Luke Musgrave goes down, he could be a really good guy to plug and play in here. So he's an option here. And I think I will go actually with Ricky White, the wide receiver out of UNLV, because wide receiver is more of a pressing need for the Packers, and he looks to be a very solid guy. Does have drop issues, but it looks like he can be developed here. So let's go and take Ricky White, the wide receiver out of UNLV here at pick 198. And then we go to our last 2 picks here. 238 and 250. And I want Theo Weiss probably went already, didn't he? Yeah, he did. So I want to get a linebacker here, because the Packers do need to address their linebacker room here. Gaithan Bernadette, good covers, good run defender, not great in pass rush, but had 7 missed tackles, which is not great that I want to see. So not him. There's also Greg Penn III out of LSU. decent all around. Has 6 missed tackles, so it could be an option. There's also Aaron Smith, linebacker out of South Carolina State. Didn't has a pretty good grade last year. Only had played in 10 games. 6'2", 230. Bit of a bigger guy here, so it could be an option there. Don't really see anyone I really like out of that group. But we could go... I think Greg Penn looked the best out of all of these guys. Had 59 tackles, 15 assists, had 20 run stops, decent grades. Good size. He's a senior, 6'2", 234. Yeah, I was going to take Greg Penn to third out of LSU at pick 238. And then right here at 250, I'm going to look to add some more interior line depth here for the offensive line. And Josiah Gray out of Oregon State. Looks to be pretty solid. Good run blocker, decent pass blocker, good zone. Has positional flexibility. The Packers like 6'4", 310. Good size. Let's go take Joshua Gray out of Oregon State here. And so this is what my draft looks like here after trading back with the Ravens here to pick up the first and second round pick, giving a 3rd and 6th and 23. We put Derrick Harmon out of Oregon, massive D tackle out of the Big Ten. Then we took Darien Porter, Jordan Burch out of Oregon to address the edge room. Took Trey Harris to help the wide receiver room. Ahmed Hassanein, another edge for the Packers, really went defensive heavy because we need to fix that pass rush. Took Connor Colby out of Iowa to help address the interior offensive line. Then we took Ricky White out of UNLV. Greg Penn III out of LSU to be another linebacker. And Joshua Gray as another interior line depth. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Who do you think the Packers should actually target in the first round? I love hearing all your feedback. And yeah, that's my mock draft here. So thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.